this is Colette from Soul Life Loving. Oh, do go away. Oh, not me. No, it was I'm on my, this is my iPhone filming. So every now and then a banner drops down from the mail. Your bill is ready. That's what it actually said. It's okay. So I wanted to talk about when you realise that you need to change your path. I think on the last one I was talking about the wolf and me being a lone wolf and my journey being sometimes solitary and sometimes not. But one of the paths, when I realised that I got this junction and I had to make a choice, but getting to that junction was when I realised the path that I'd been on was not my path anymore, and I needed to change it, and I didn't know how to do that. How do you change your path, spiritually speaking? How do you change your life path? Because this means upheaval on an earthly plane. It means facing your fears. It means challenging people. It means drawing a line. It means separating yourself from people. And these are all things that, if you don't do that, because, oh my God, I have to do, I face all that, and I have to face all this. And that means changing all that, and I've got to have this plan, and I've got to, if you don't want to do that, then you won't get any further on your spiritual path. You'll always be there, and you'll always wonder why you're dissatisfied and stuck, and it's because you haven't faced all your own fears and grown and moved. Because that's what we're here for, as spiritual creatures. We're here to learn and move, and otherwise you come back, you kind of headbutting the same wall. I mean, how long are you going to stand in front of that wall headbutting it? Oh, even the thought gives me a migraine. So we're not doing. So this, I knew I was on the wrong path, and I knew it had to change, and I wanted it to change, and I didn't know how. So I said, show me. And the dream was, I was on a really heavy duty freight train, tiny windows. There were people on the train that I didn't like, but I couldn't move further down the carriages because there were more people that made me really uncomfortable. And I had my dog with me, and there were people there that didn't like dogs, and they were really sort of, even though my dog's really well behaved, I've trained her really well. She's a beautiful soul, and I love her to bits. So I didn't want to take her anywhere where people didn't like her and might be mean to her. So I was trapped in this carriage with these people that I didn't want to be around anymore. And I looked out the window. It was a frozen lake covered with snow. I've no idea how thick the ice was. And over there was it looked like a road. And I thought, oh, I need to be on that road over there. But this train wasn't going to stop. It was a straight through train. And I couldn't move, and I thought, oh shit, I've got to get off this train. And at that point, the horn started tooting, and I thought, oh, what's that? And I could hear the squilly brakes, and I thought, oh, it's slowing down. So I opened the window. The trains don't have opening windows where I'm from. Opened the window, and I grabbed the dog, and I got one leg out the window, and I got the other leg out the window, and I was just getting ready to jump. And honestly, I swear to God, I nearly peed myself in bed because I was so frightened. That I didn't realise until after that I wasn't breathing. I wasn't breathing in. I was just like that. But it slowed down as it came around this bend, and I just jumped, and I thought I'd rather die falling through the ice on this frozen lake than be in this train with these people anymore. So I jumped. And there were people shouting out the windows at me, and I thought, oh, please don't follow me, please don't follow me. Run. And I thought, thank God there's snow. Because can you imagine trying to run on a frozen lake if you don't have a nice level bit of snow to grip? So I just had the dog under my arm and I just was running. And I was heading for this road. And I got onto this road and I saw this woman further along, and I recognised her. I felt her and I thought, oh, she's all right. I felt it. This was the dream telling me to follow my intuition, to use that intuition, that if that really felt like that, follow it. So I followed her. And I followed her, and she was always in front of me, somewhere down there. And, you know, she went round the bend and I lost track of her, so I'm trundling along with the dog, get around the corner, and there's a canal with houseboats on. Now, I like narrow boats, I do, I really do. If I was younger and fitter, I would love to have one. And I saw this narrow boat, and it was all lit up inside, and the engine was running. And I thought, oh God, that's beautiful. And I looked through the window, and this man, and he had a really lovely liquid aura. And I thought, oh, what a lovely aura. And he said, do you want to look round? And I said, oh yes. Oh, come and have a look. And further up, getting on another houseboat, was this woman. And I said, I've just followed that woman. I know that one. I'm sure I know that woman from somewhere. I just don't know where I know her from. But I've been following her. And I was looking at him. And he said, would you like a cup of tea? And I said, oh, yes, please. Yes, please. And he went off to make me a cup of tea. And he gave me this cup of tea. And Livy was on the floor by me. And then he started moving the boat. And at that point, I turned round and I looked out the front windows of the boat, and I saw the path, the waterway, the pathway that this boat was moving along. And it hit me here like a punch that I was on another path. And this was my path, and I was meant to be on it. And literally the relief of knowing that, thank heavens for that. I was so gut punched that my knees gave way. I was trying not to spill my tea. And that was my path. And those edges on that canal, they were my boundary lines to keep me on this path. And the fact that I'd got there and I was on it, and I knew it was right, and that one going the other way, that one was not right, and it was still going the other way when I was running away from it, but this was right. And I didn't realise at the time then, because I hadn't realised what was happening to I hadn't reached that point where my old guide would fade out, that this was a new guide. I just didn't realise it. I was so gut punched by being on the right path, the new right path, after going through all that quandary. And so this pathway, this canal, this new road, life road for me, led me to the next decision, which was the wolf decision. And that's that for now. Thank you.